Hello everyone, this is the Cosmic Haven Tarot here to give you a yearly money reading. Alright, so we're going to get started with the Lineages of Change Tarot deck. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys had a happy new year and a happy holiday season. When we're posting this, we're getting off the holidays, like official, okay? So it's going to be a little bit of a shift, but I believe in us. I hope you guys had a lot of rest. All right, let's get started. So for the month of January, we have got not only the Divine Force of Earth that came up, but also the Chariot in reverse. So really get grounded, get super grounded starting January. So the Divine Force of Earth is really saying, like, be very mindful and cognizant of your spending right now. It's a little bit of a dry period seeing this Chariot in reverse, but it's because there is a buildup. So be very, very mindful of your spending, have a budget, have a game plan set for how you are going to utilize your money at this time. And just hang tight, like no excess spending. I would suggest not getting loans for some people. Maybe doing odd jobs and finding ways to get extra income would be really good for you, okay? Yeah, the sun in reverse. So, and this is mostly because it's Capricorn season. I feel like it is calling for you to really look at your finances and look at the wounds around money and around spending. And for some of you, I really do think that you guys might be a little bit excess spenders or comfort spenders. Whenever you feel stressed out, spending money might help you, and it doesn't even have to be a lot of money. It can be like going to get a $2 coffee, but that coffee builds up over time. And so they really want you to stop and take time to be like, okay, why am I spending this money? Am I spending it because I feel like I need to nurture myself and fill up my own cup? Or am I spending it because this is a necessity at this time? Okay, so be very mindful of that. We've got the Two of Air in reverse. A lot of this is outside belief systems that you're letting wallow into your being. So, you know, maybe family members were not that great with spending money or taking care of their finances. People around you, social media, okay? So if you guys are like watching like these gossip blogs, these even like conspiracy theories and things like that, talking about how, oh, this person's broke, oh, that person's broke, you're picking up on that subconsciously. And the subconscious doesn't realize that they are talking about a different person. They think they are talking about you, and so it programs it and says, oh, well, like that must be me, okay, with all these money things. So be very cognizant of the content you are putting into your mind and that you are listening to, especially listening to. So if you want, like, and sometimes you really can't help but hear it. So if you want, take time at the end of the day and, you know, get like a little sea salt, natural sea salt, or some Epsom salt, and really just take time to scrub around your ears and allow that to clear. Then scrub the back of your head and scrub your third eye very gently if you're using salt, obviously. But to cleanse those sensory organs so you don't have to attach to all that money stuff. But it feels like January is going to be quite a tight time, probably. Yeah, we've got this Eight of Earth, and it has a lot to do with planning. So right now, if you own a business, you're planning out your new business plan. If you just want to fix up finances, you are planning out a budget. Talk to your bankers and get this budget plan down. If you have you know, just investments you want to build, start looking and researching investments to build off of and really get yourself into a healthy state of mind financially, okay? Yeah, because then we've got, this is February, the seed of Earth in February. So I see the seed of Earth as really the stuff you've done here to clear and till and soil the land. So in January, it's all about clearing the land, refreshing it, making it new. So releasing all that old stuff. Now you're planting new seeds. And actually, these seeds, it feels like January is like clearing the land, but also planting seeds. These seeds are growing in February, okay? So in February, it's like you're gonna start slowly reaping these rewards and be in a lot more safe position comfortably. I highly recommend getting like a financial advisor, talking to your bank or talking to your credit union and seeing if they have free financial advice and really being there to help you with that and plant those seeds for long-term growth. So this seed of earth is saying that it's growing, it's coming, like there's money in February, okay? Just January is a little bit tight for you, but you still got this. Two of fire. Yeah, so there is this indecisiveness. I feel like there is a huge wound about what to do once you get money. So once you get money, you may like clench yourself or tighten yourself up and be really stressed, like, oh, what do I do with this now? Can I handle this amount of money? And it's like, yes, you can. So really by getting a financial advisor and doing that inner work. So get a financial advisor, but also deal with it on a more spiritual level. Can I actually manage and handle this amount of money? And working with that confidence, like, yes, I know how to financially handle myself, okay? Then we've got this Ace of Water in reverse. And so you guys are like feeling, there's a lot of shame and a lot of embarrassment surrounding money and surrounding finances. So really having to heal that and be open with people about your experiences. So like say you had to borrow a certain amount of money and you're feeling really ashamed of that and really ashamed that you're in debt. Being able to talk to somebody close to you, and it's going to be very rewarding because you're going to be able to perhaps give somebody advice about taking out loans or about excessive spending because you've been through this situation and you know how it goes. So you might be able to help them develop safer routes to take so they don't have to withdraw and spend all that money, okay? So this is a little bit of a blessing in disguise, going through all this money shame and money emotions at this time. It's for the benefit of the good. You will get out of this. This is spirit calling you to really work through financial issues so you can help others on an even deeper level. Because like honestly, the world is still so far into this scarcity mindset. It is so far into this money issues. I mean, for example, you look at like celebrity culture and seeing how many people in the celebrity world actually do not have the money that they say they have. That most of that, especially in the music industry, is actually a loan, and they're so far in debt that they are basically enslaved to the music industry. All right. So you're really here to help clear that energy and move it forward, but you got to deal with your own stuff first, okay? So take time to really deal with that. Three of Earth. So this is about collaboration. This is about honesty with yourself and others and working through these things and being a support system for each other financially. And there, I feel like there are some risks you're going to take financially, but it's more about working together in order to form a healthy community. So let's say, for example, you might be making a certain amount of way more money than another person, and this person wants to like buy a car to do car rentals or something like that, okay? And you look at the bank statement, you look at these interest rates, and you're like, oh, and this is for very close friends, this is for very trusted friends, and you're like, oh, those interest rates, that's, I don't want you as my friend to get down into this hole. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you out with this and trust that you're going to pay me back, and we're going to make an agreement, sign a contract that you're going to pay me back because I want you to succeed at the end of the day, and I don't want you to have to pay these interest rates or deal with these financial woes. And again, like I said, this has to be a very trusting bond, but it's something like this, like working together with small businesses in the community, giving, sharing resources so you don't have to go to banks anymore. So you don't have to go, especially if you're like a small business, especially if you are an entrepreneur working on a small business, doing it yourself. It's all about community and collaboration. Like you might have something another business needs and be able to offer it, whereas the bank is going to enslave them and entrap them and stifle their growth, and vice versa. Like they can help you so your growth doesn't have to be stifled, okay? So it's taking your money and making it your own rather than being enslaved by these banks. It's breaking free of this old financial system and discovering a new way to work within it, all right? The seed of water, so the seed of water is in reverse, and there it just feels like there's such stagnation, but it comes in like spurts. So like you'll get a big payout and then you're like, oh well, now my money's gone, what do I do? Now my money's gone, what do I do? And the money's just not flowing in like it should be. So really being able to work with that sacral chakra, work with the kundalini energy. So if you'd like to have a reading just based on how to get your kundalini flowing so life can flow for you better, go online and book a reading with me, because that energy is so important when you are going into these situations where you want to make more money, where you want to accumulate more income. But it does feel like there is some flow being stagnated, there is something being blocked within. It feels very sacral chakra-ish, okay, honestly. It feels very sacral chakra, like you have to deal with maybe some sexual wounds, some abuse wounds, things like that. And so also go, like, if you feel called to, go get a therapist, because some of this might be very deep and very intense for you, okay? Then we've got for March the Nine of Air. So it feels like there's just going to be this huge upliftment come March. It feels like a lot of the thoughts, a lot of the beliefs, as long as you're doing this work, a lot of them are going to be transmuted for you, which is so amazing. It's like look at this guy. It literally feels like an exorcism for me, or like a deep, just huge release. Like when you have those big sighs, like and it's like, ooh, everything is okay. I am safe. I am here. I am so good right now. So it feels like that big sigh that you're working through all of this stuff. And we've got the Nine of Earth, it's in reverse. So this Nine of Earth, this feels more inward, okay? It feels like this inward safety and satisfaction. Even like reverse is not always bad, guys. This feels like you're more inward and you're more trusting of yourself, you're more trusting of the universe, and you're more trusting of that you're going to be okay no matter what. That this money is going to come to you, and it's going to keep flowing, and it's going to keep generating in unknown mysterious ways, but it's like the universe got your back for this, okay? Nine of Water in reverse. Yeah, so again, like this simply feels like inner satisfaction, inner peace. Like there is some deep resolution going on through the month of March. So I mean, we've got 999 here, guys. Like, how often does that happen? So we've got all these nines here, and we're in a 9 year now. So this is really mastering these aspects on an inward level. So it's like you're not going to see a lot of these things in the reality, because in the outside world, because it takes a while for it to catch up. But you do have this inward peace. You do have this inward satisfaction that you're going to be okay. You're focusing on what you need to do in order to make money and in order to accumulate income and have this pleasurable relationship with money. So I feel like, gosh, and I feel like you're breaking free of something that was holding you back from making a lot of money. So you might be getting a new job. You might be getting a promotion, or just letting go. It can be simply letting go of some bad spending habits, okay? But it's really you're mastering this situation and moving forward. And so we've got the Fool in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is literally all an inward journey. So we've got the Fool in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. So there is movement going on within you. There is transmutation going on within you. This is like a karmic cycle, okay? This was a lesson you were meant to experience here on earth in order to have more financial freedom. And also, okay, so when we go into soul contracts and saying like we have lessons that we're meant to have, and therefore this and this purpose, the mind can only logically understand this so much, because at the end of the day there is this divine unknowing, okay? There is like how Christians say there's a divine plan to all things, okay? And so there is an aspect of us that really doesn't know why these things happen, but we can utilize them on this physical level. So really you integrate this knowledge within you so you can assist other people with their finances, with their abundance, and with overcoming this financial system that is set up for so many people to fail. So you're really being able to transmute that, and by transmuting that you can help so many more people. Then we've got the Fool right here, and the Fool is just saying like, yeah, you leveled up, you got this, and now you're free. And I feel like the reverse part is you're free and you also have that wisdom. So the Wheel of Fortune is 10, 1 and 0, the Fool is 0. So it's like you have that wisdom and that independence of that one energy, magnified by the fact that you've cleansed and healed from this so much. And now you're going to be able to help people. And then we've got the 10 of air in reverse. So it's like you're moving past these old wounds at an exceeding rate. And it's like you have that mental discipline to block out the outside noise and block out the naysayers and just trust your gut when it comes to finances. Have a grounded system. However, you are really trusting yourself. Like, ooh, March is going to be a very powerful spiritual time for you guys, just because we have all these 9s right here. We have 3 9s right here. We've got 2 10s and a 0. Okay, so that's 1 0 1 0 1, or 1 0 1 0 0. That's a lot. Okay, so you are shifting, having self-mastery, integrating all this energy when it comes to finances, and then you are moving forward. All right, then we've got April. So we've got the Devil in reverse. I feel like there might be some people who want to block this growth, who might not have your best interests at heart with this Devil in reverse card. It's kind of like they're a little bit jealous and they just want to bring you down. They might want to see into your finances, look into your finances. For some of you, this if you own like a small business or something, this could be like the IRS looking and being like, okay, how did you accumulate so much? But it mostly feels like local people who like to show and like to give off the facade of having it all, when it's like they really don't have it all. And so they kind of want to bring you down with them, all right? So be on the lookout for that. Shield yourself, guard yourself. I always tell people Psalm 6 is my go-to. I do it every day. So it's like these people have no growth. This is the 7 of earth. These people really have no growth. This kind of reminds me of that, the bad guy in Princess and the Frog on Disney, like the witch doctor guy. This kind of reminds me of him. And like, they've more so sold their souls to the devil, and they don't really have everything that they say they have. It's like, they have the nice cars, they have the nice things, but their bank accounts are at 0 and they wonder how they're going to pay their bills each month. And so keep your distance with love and compassion. And if they really are out to get you and out to disrupt your abundant flow, then let go. And you can let go with love and compassion, keep them at a distance, and continue doing you, because by being your authentic self, you are able to lead by example, and then it's up to them whether they want to make the change or not, and look at their financial issues and look at their woes. Some of you guys like may be able to have community talks around healing money, community talks around financial abundance and how to heal from that. All right, so just be on the lookout for that. Yeah, there is this deep tower moment, and this feels like what you're going through personally. So these people might actually be like coworkers, okay, who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. So there is this tower moment where you're like, you know what, I'm not dealing with you guys anymore. Like, y'all are broke, you guys are acting fake, and you guys are cutting into my money, so I'm going to depart with love and awareness. And it, for some of you, this really does feel like coworkers, so be on the lookout, stick to yourself if you need to. Yeah, because it just feels like their energy is kind of toxic. And we've got this divine force of fire. Yeah, you come out as the divine force of fire. So you are very driven. You're empowered by divinity now that you have cleared these blocks. Like, the cosmos is flowing through you and helping you accumulate this financial prosperity and this financial wisdom because you have done this healing, all right? And so you are being blessed and you are looking to expand. So for some of you, if you guys are like business owners and don't have a space, you might be getting a space during this time. If you are looking to, say you have a space, you might be looking up to operate a second shop or to go more online to expand. So there's going to be this divine expansion for you, and it's like you come in on fire. People can't help but look at you. It's like the Olympian running and holding the torch. You are that person, okay? You are that powerful. And so they are naturally intimidated by you, and it's not your problem. You're the ruler. You can't help it if people don't want to step into their own power. So don't take it personally. Just accept that they are where they are and that it's up to them if they want to move forward. Then we've got this divine force of air. So we've got two 14s here. So we've got the divine force of fire, which is a 14, and the divine force of air, which is a 14. So really having that independence, but also that sense of structure with the 1s and the 4s. And so this is more about mental clarity. It's not taking these things personally. It's accepting, like, okay, these people are where they are. I'm not going to feel sorry for them. I'm not going to feel bad because they're judging me. I'm not going to take it personally or have any anger towards them. I'm just going to keep moving on. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to be free of this mental clutter because I know the benefits of having inner peace. So to a certain extent, you can be thanking them. Yeah, it is annoying, it might be dramatic, but they are helping you cultivate a deeper sense of peace and focus, which is going to help you out tremendously in the long run. All right, so we are going to shuffle these again and get into May. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and eventually maybe I'll pull out 2 decks if I do these longer videos, but we're just experimenting right now because that's just what Spirit said to do. Let's have fun and experiment at the beginning of the year and see what works and toss out what doesn't. So for May, we've got the root of air. So this root of air, ooh, you might have to tell some people off, I'm not gonna lie. So you might have to set some boundaries come May, which is fine because it's Taurus energy and we're all about setting boundaries in Taurus season, okay? So during May, it feels like you might have to really speak and really be like, you're crossing the line with this situation. It might be the people from the previous month, April. You're crossing the line to a certain extent. Back it up or else. Yeah, the Lovers. So this might be like closer friendship groups or like closer business partners where they may not have the best interests at heart for you. And so really being able to back up and be like, okay, no, this feels like friendships. And it's not necessarily that they're doing bad things or trying to hurt you. It's just, it is what it is, and you have to speak up because they might be impacting your money. So say you might be at a vending event, and your friend keeps coming up and talking and like staying in front of your booth and won't leave your booth, and it's really disruptive to other customers or other potential clients. And so you have to say, no, you need to go figure something out. I'm here to make money right now. I'm working right now. I don't have time. I love talking to you, but later, okay? So it's really being able to set these boundaries. Yeah, we've got the Mother of Water here. So you do so with love, but it's also like this firm love, like, okay, no, I love you, but you're doing too much right now. This also could be family members intertwined in drama, and you're like, no, this is stupid. I'm gonna focus on my money. I'm gonna focus on my work. Leave me out of the group chat. Don't message me about this because I don't really care. I gotta focus on my money, because these people around you are kind of like draining your energy, and it is because you come out as that divine force of fire. So they're like, ooh, quench me, like, or set me ablaze too. You know what I'm saying? So being able to set these boundaries, like, yes, I am light, I am fire, I have all this energy and all this potential. However, I keep it to myself so I can give out and receive in a healthy way rather than just you taking all the time. The Mother of Fire in reverse. Yeah, so these people are coming off as really not very confident, kind of clingy to you. They might get very annoyed. It feels like they may be a little bit entitled. Just like, let me just show you this Mother of Fire. So like, look at this butterfly. Look at that. So it's like, yeah, look at this butterfly, because it is amidst the flames, but it's still thriving amidst the flames. In reverse, these butterflies are like, oh, I'm so fragile to the blows of life, and they have to realize their own power. So by stepping up and setting these boundaries and having the harsh one-on-one talk, you can give them a pep talk and say, look, I'm making my money. I am doing great. You have this potential too, but you need to get off my butt and do it yourself. So really forcing them out of the nest so they can do their own thing and have that empowerment and be that butterfly within the flames. All right. 10 of Earth. So it is a lesson they have to learn, and it's going to be for their benefit. There is going to be some, they're going to understand. All right. So this isn't like huge drama. If you look at this 10 of Earth, there is the owl like hidden in here. So it is, you're going to ignite their inner wisdom so that they can move forward with more empowerment. All right, so this is for June. We've got Temperance in reverse. So this is, watch your spending again. You might be getting a little bit too comfortable. So watch your spending, June, because you might be getting a little bit too comfortable. 5 of Air. So we've got this 5 of Air. Yeah, it's like, your mind, pay attention to your spirit. So your mind is going to be like, hey, are you spending too much? What's going on? Are we good? What's happening? And there might be a time where you ignore these thoughts or ignore these voices rather than sitting with them and integrating and being like, ooh, what do I need to do in order to heal this? So take time to acknowledge those voices, because they're here for a reason, and it's going to just keep you on a deeper level of healing. So this excess spending, it happens when people, you know, get a lot of money and they're like, oh, let me just spend it all. No, let's use it wisely and maybe do some investing, something like that. So the divine force of fire, there are many options. So keep your focus. Don't spend excessively. Don't buy things that you don't necessarily need. Focus on, okay, so I made this much in sales this week or this month. How can I use that to make myself grow? How can I put that back into my company? How can I put that back into myself? And really focus on that form of spending rather than popping bottles, okay? Yeah, we've got this 10 of Air. So it is mostly Ooh, this feels like, oh, this 10 of air is amazing. This 10 of air, it really feels like your ancestors are coming in with whispers, like, go beyond what they used to do, go beyond what any of humanity used to do, and really trust yourself and put back into you. Take care of yourself, take care of your finances, get on stable ground, get a solid foothold, maybe invest in some property. So that would be an idea. Investing into some property would be really good. The divine force of earth, take take time to ground yourself, okay? Like, it feels like, for you may look at your bank account some on occasions and be like, oh, I have that much money, and then your mind's like, oh, what do I spend it on? What do I use it for? Why? What do I do with it? What do I do with it? So really take time to ground yourself and figure out and make a plan with what you are going to do with it, and that's going to be imperative for your future. Then we've got July, so the Two of Earth, this Two of Earth in reverse. Take time for vacation. Take time for some fun and some peace. You know, maybe around the holiday weekend, if you're in the US, take time for some fun and some peace. That will be very beneficial to you. We've got this seed of fire because you've been on the grind a little bit. It's getting too close to being grindy, okay? And so Spirit wants to balance that out and be like, okay, we'll take time to have this nice little vacation. So by investing in yourself in the previous month, that might be a little vacation. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. You can go get a cabin on a lake or something like that and just be at peace for a little bit and not have to think about work, and that'll be very beneficial to you. And by doing that, it's like, ooh, on this vacation, you might have some really great ideas come up just because your mind is at rest. And so you'll have better ideas on how to utilize your money and how to plan ahead into the future. So that's really why it's imperative to take vacations and it's imperative to take rest breaks. As a recovering workaholic, but by having Sundays off, my mind is like, man, should I be doing something? And my spirit's like, no, you better sit here and watch Naruto. And for some reason, by sitting there and watching Naruto, I have great ideas, okay? So do what you need to do to take these rest periods in conclusion. Then we've got this divine force of air. So the divine force of fire came back last month, this divine force of air. Yeah, so it's like you need a calm mind, especially if you're working for people who work with a lot of technology or with maybe a lot of people. So like teachers, things like that. So either technology, a lot of people, or a mix of both. It's really good to step back and shut that technology off, to shut those people out and really come back to your own energy. So this is really about cutting loose. You've kind of accumulated too much of other people's energy, and it's about breaking free from that and allowing yourself to come back into an authentic, newly integrated you. So taking all the lessons you've learned from these past few months and integrating them so you can move forward. And yeah, so this is going to be a building block to new endeavors. So like if your company, you might be expanding. If you are looking for a new job, you might be modifying your qualifications, updating your qualifications, things like that. Also looking into deep investments for the long-term future. So buying property, getting, stocks, mutual funds. As long as you do your research, that's a good, July is a really great time to do it once you have cleared your energy and once you have taken time for yourself, all right? And let's just shuffle. Now we've got August, September, October, November, and December. We've got this. Again, if you would like to book a reading, head on over to thecosmichaven.com and book a reading. I would be delighted to see you. And I also have my spice magnet bottles up there. So spice magnet, let's talk about this, okay? I don't have a bottle. I might edit this so I can show you a visual. So spice magnet is my little spell bottle, and it's so cute, but it's very powerful. So I initially designed it to draw in whatever spice means to you. I have found that it helps tremendously with healing finances, with generating income, and helping in your financial aspects as well. So You can use spice magnets to anoint yourself. I anoint my heart, my sacral chakra. If you're doing it for money, I would suggest anointing your solar plexus and then your wrists, and set the intention like, I am feeling abundant with money. I am feeling safe with money. I am feeling like the money I spend is being reciprocated. I trust the flow of money, and really allow that money to come to you. It's a super powerful way. You can also anoint candles. So if you were doing it for money, I would anoint a red or a yellow candle just to give you that powerhouse, and orange. So red, orange, or yellow candle. So red would be to clear the money blocks, orange would be to open yourself up to that divine flow, and then yellow would be to move forward with any endeavors you may have, all right, and have them be successful. So highly recommend, check it out on my website, thecosmichaven.com. All right, so we've got August, the divine force of earth. Yeah, so divine force of earth, you are it. You have it feels like you are very popular in your community, okay? Like, people just want to come see you, people want to collaborate with you, and people want to be your client and get advice from you. You are coming off as this wise sage, and you're making money off of it, okay? Like, you are making so much money off of this right now, and you're keeping that money in a healthy way. So you are saving that money so you can use it in order to expand. So I feel like some of you might be buying a property, okay? Or investing in some type of larger property. So maybe a piece of land, maybe a car if you travel for your work, something like, it's going to be something expensive that is going to help you accumulate more money and generate income in the long run. It feels more like property, but it could be, any of that other stuff too. Two of earth. So it feels like you guys are doing really great with receiving and being open to receiving. I feel like there is a lot of buzz. So you might be getting interviews, you might be getting events that you are invited to go to and talk and communicate and network and just have fun with that, all right? You're very humble about this too. It's like you are more reserved, you are more laid back, you aren't trying to prove anything to anyone, and people really appreciate that about you. You're fun to be around, and people enjoy you. We've got this seed of fire. So it's like, yeah, you have the inner fire. Like, you come off as reserved and as calm, but it's like there's this burning desire within you to expand. You're looking for opportunity, you're looking for collaboration, you're looking for any way to move forward, whatever it is you endeavor to do. So it's like, and the divine is like, this seed of fire, it's kind of like the divine is here guiding you, like, go talk to this person. And you talk to this person and they want to collaborate on this podcast, and you're like, yes, absolutely. Or you're going to the bathroom and you meet one person in the bathroom and they're like, oh, we want to sell your product at our stores. And you're like, okay, bet. So it's really that amount of generation. So then we've got this Eight of Fire. So the Eight of Fire, fast communication, divine communication. You guys are, and this is August, this is Leo season. Shout out to all the Leos. This is like divine guys. I mean, the universe right now just really wants to reiterate that you are doing great, and that you are making that money and you are generating connections, and just this huge I feel like you guys are going to have a new vision and a new aspiration, like on an even larger scale, just based on the people you are talking to. Because we have this earth here that's so reserved, but that fire, like the earth has planted this foundation within you, and that fire is going, and it's like you guys are generating something that's bigger than anything you could imagine. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like running a business. It can be in your job. Like, you may work in the school district, for example, and then you're talking to people and you're like, oh, you know what, let's set up this after school program for these kids, or let's develop this support system for teachers And so you're generating something new that's divinely inspired, and it's going to be phenomenal. And it's all thanks to your humbleness, all thanks to your sense of groundedness, and that you're reliable and that people really trust you. You have done that work to develop that trust. And it's like we've got this divine force of air again. So this divine force of air and this divine force of earth are coming together to really work in harmony. And so you have this calm reserve. You know when to cut out voices or things or thoughts that don't serve you. Like when it has to go to paperwork, you know what paperwork is imperative and what is detrimental. So really, you have very good discernment. So you have this divine inspiration, but it's grounded in reality. Like, I mean, one of my friends described it as you're just at a healthy, you have a healthy amount of delusion to actually make your dreams come true. You have that, okay? There is a healthy amount of delusion, not J-Lo's amount of delusion. It's your own unique amount of delusion, okay? Love J-Lo, but like honestly, it is your own unique amount of delusion that is going to help propel you forward, all right? Then we've got September, so 8 of Earth. Whatever this is, it's like you are hitting the ground. I mean, they want to say running, but it's like Virgo's version of running. It's like hitting the ground planning with it. Okay, so you're doing the paperwork, you are researching the things you need to research in order to develop this dream of yours, and you are taking time to be like, okay, what kind of finances do I need? What kind of resources do I need at this time? And choosing wisely. We've got this mother of air. Oof, oof, oof. So this mother of air, we're in September, half Virgo season, half Libra season. But the important thing is looking at the Virgo season, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, okay? And this is the mother, and she is of air. So really having that insightful communication. It feels like you guys are going to have this huge, and it just feels like something really big is coming your way. And you got to remain focused and you got to remain grounded and keep your energy as clear as possible, because there are voices around you. There are people, you guys might have some like gossipers or naysayers or like invisible enemies trying to take advantage or like see you fall so they can take advantage of the situation. So really, you're, as the mother of air, you're being very cautious in nurturing your baby. It's like you're holding your baby and in one hand and holding a sword in the other hand, okay? Cutting down people who might, and it doesn't have to be verbally. All right, so call in your guides, call in your angels, call in earth itself and be like, can you protect me? Go to a pine tree. They love protecting people. Go, if you have good connections with nature, go to a pine tree and explain to the pine tree all your woes. And that pine tree is going to help you, okay? Pine trees take care of their babies. Like, they have pine needles for a reason, okay? So we've got the Star card in reverse. Keep your dreams to yourself or to those around you who you can really trust, because you do have these people around you who cannot necessarily be trusted. And it's more like, you know, people are wounded and need healing. People within the community are wounded and want healing. So it's their wounded selves coming out. We've got this 6 of Earth. Talk to your ancestors. If you do not have your ancestral altar, I should put a PSA in front of this video. If you do not have an ancestral altar up, I highly recommend you get that and talk to them, because they are sharing wisdom to be passed down to you and to be from you to be passed down to other people. That's why people rely on you, because you have this connection to the divine, because you have this connection to your ancestors. Your ancestors are here to protect you, but you got to acknowledge them and you got to remember them, and you've got to honor the honorable ones and their presence in your life and what they do to help you, okay? Then we've got this root of water in reverse. So with this root of water in reverse, there may be a few setbacks with this plan of yours. That's what I feel like. And it mostly is like trying to find people who are you are able to collaborate with, people who you can really trust. So there might be a few setbacks. All right, just be on the lookout for those setbacks. Yeah, we've got the Five of Fires in reverse. So there's some pettiness that you're cutting ties with and not dealing with anymore because they're just doing too much. Yeah, there's a lot of ego involved with whoever is trying to like mess with you. There's a lot of ego involved in that. So be on the lookout for that. Work with your ancestors, work with your spirit guides, work with nature. Nature loves you, okay? For October, we've got the pattern. So this is coming off of September. So there's a pattern of meeting people and getting with people who may not have your best interests at heart and who may not in the long run. So they're good for a time, but then it's like the brighter you shine, the more bitter they get because they don't know how to deal with their jealousy. All right. So there is this pattern, and it's like, what do we do with that pattern? How do we heal from it? And so with this little guy, he has the roses there, and it's really just about love and acceptance, detachment, because obviously the roses have thorns. So using detachment and cutting ties with them, but having no hard feelings towards them, and realizing that the more you cut their or release their cords, their energy is going to go back to them, and really they're hurting themselves. It's like, why are you hitting yourself? That's what they're doing, okay? By trying to hit you, they're actually hitting themselves. I am rubber, you are glue. What can I say? Then we've got this Seven of Water in reverse. So there were a lot of, it feels like there is a lot of options for you, a lot of routes you can take. Use a lot of discernment when trying to pick your options and choose your routes. It feels like you're a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of options. Use discernment, get advice from people you trust, but then at the end of the day, realize that it's your own soul's choice and that it's your own calling, and trust your gut first and foremost. Trust your intuition and trust your heart, and then move forward. You have to move forward. So there is this time where you're like, ooh, do I actually move forward? Yes, you do. You have to make, even if it's a mistake, it's like the universe will save you. And so then we've got this Five of Water. And so this feels like, and I don't know exactly if Mercury retrograde is going to be around the time of October. Maybe the shadow phase. I don't know. I haven't looked at the Mercury retrograde dates. But it feels like it's older wounds coming up. So it's like maybe the wounds that you were dealing with in January are coming to a head yet again, just to be like testing you and seeing if you actually learned the lesson. So really take time to heal from these wounds. It seems like familial wounds to me. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Earth, and this really feels like ancestral familial wounds coming up that need to be integrated. Like, you may be the first person in your family who's made this amount of money. You may be the most successful person in your family, and that's a lot of responsibility for one person, okay? Like, yeah, because it's like people are inspired by you, and yet also they are jealous of you. They're like, well, how did she make it, he or she make it, and I didn't? So really, by being this first to accomplish all these things, that's a heavy responsibility, and being able to integrate and heal from the expectations and release those expectations. Like, at the end of the day, you have to do what your own soul calls you to do. So family might be expecting you to come and save them, or family might be expecting you to uh, you know do your business a certain way, and they might be giving their 2 cents, but it's like, no, this is still my life, this is still my business, this is still my soul calling, and therefore it's up to me to decide what to do with it. Then we've got this Two of Water in reverse. So yeah, this feels like we've got a lot of water here, so this feels very familial. uh Disruption. They might be starting stuff with you, they might be lashing out at you, some family members, maybe close friends, but it feels mostly like family, because they haven't been able to make it, and they haven't been able to be as successful as you. And they might have money, but it's not necessarily money they earned. And that's what drives them up the wall. Like, you earned all this. You did all this work. And they don't have anything because they aren't making anything, and that's not your fault. So really be mindful of that, be aware, set your boundaries very heavily, okay? We've got November. So November, justice. The more you do that work, the more it's going to balance out for you. Yeah, you might have to distance yourself from some people, okay? On an even deeper level. It feels it it feels like you might not be as close to these family members, but they still have enough of your energy to have an influence. So the more you detach, the healthier it'll be. Then we've got this justice card, so it's all going to balance out in the end. We've got the strength in reverse. Just be very mindful of, of not giving in to crap. We've got this ace of air. Yeah, so this actually might just be a karmic cycle of healing, because it's like your thoughts, your intuition is all up in the air and you don't necessarily know what to do. And then, like, you might want to just cave in and say, F it, like, let me, just so they can be quiet. But no, that's not the way. It's you standing your ground, the steed of earth. It's like these people have been stunting your growth for some time now. This might also be ancestors and ancestral guides. So be sure to call in only the most honorable and do some healing around your ancestors and those who might want to hinder your growth, okay? And then we've got this two of fire. So it's like, it's kind of like you're torn, because this is your family, you do love them, and you don't necessarily want to disengage from them. However, this month they are holding you back so much. They are holding you back so much. So do your spiritual growth, do your shadow work, like work with the moon rituals, work with getting Reiki done, or getting other healing modalities done, and transmute that energy. All right, this could also be a lover that might be jealous. All right, lastly, we've got December. We've got this ace of water here. So it's like this ace of water, it feels like a lot of ancestors and ancestral karma is going to be venerated by the work you do in November. All right, so it's like a lot of them held on to family in an unhealthy way. They held on to feeling responsible and what it means to have these expectations. So you are really releasing that bond and being like, no, we're going to be independent now, free of earth. And so yeah, it's like your ancestors are really working with you and collaborating with you, and they're so proud, because it's like they didn't utilize their time and take that opportunity to really let go so they could grow. Like, it might have been marriages, it might have been, just dealing with mom issues or dealing with dad issues, feeling like you have to, as a child, you might have to raise them, or you might have to take care of them even though they're toxic and abusive to you. So they're so proud of you for clearing that energy. The seed of water, it's in reverse, but it feels like there is this mass purification happening. It feels like a lot of womb space stuff. So you guys might have stuff to heal from around your mom and around the umbilical cord area. So be very mindful of that. Seven of earth. It feels like whatever issues energetically that may have been blocking you are being cleared and being transmuted. This feels like a huge energy block that's being pulled out over November and December. It feels like a very big energy block that is being released. You might have to go to somebody, so like a hypnosis therapist or like a Reiki practitioner. You might have to go to somebody to get assistance with pulling it out, because while you're doing your work, there's just something in there that really just needs to be pulled through all the chakras, through the spinal cord. It's like in your spine, and it needs to be pulled out in order for you to move forward. Then we've got this Two of Air in reverse. It really, you're not going to realize how much of an impact this has made on you until you have it released. And this is going to be your final test for the year. So it's like, ooh, I've been going through the whole year with this energy, but then after it's pulled, it's like we're in Christmas break now, and you might just have a few days off to yourself, and you're like, oh wow, I did not realize I was looking at everything through this perception, through this lens, and now I'm free to see everything clearly and really hone and find other ways of having value and having abundance within myself and being able to move forward with clear vision. Like, not 2020 vision, because we're not gonna be in 2020 anymore, but you know what I mean, like this new sense of clarity. Okay, so this is going to be a really exciting year for all of you, and I'm looking forward to seeing and like sharing the comments, your updates throughout the year, like what happens, like wins, losses, things like that. You can even just use my contact page on my website because I love hearing from you. All right, so for the overall theme, we've got Chimuta from the Kali Oracle deck. So Chimuta is really here, and it looks very monstrous. Like the stuff you are about to do seems very intimidating, seems like it's too much for you to take. But the more you work at it, the more you practice, you realize like this monster is actually your friend. This monster is actually a blessing in disguise. So really allow yourself to embrace the unknown, to embrace these things that may seem monstrous, that may seem very intimidating, and take new leaps and take risks, okay? Because you are safe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful year. Take care. Bye.